Talktainment Radio, worldwide sound. Talktainmentradio.com. We give you a reason to come. The world's greatest radio. We give you a reason to stay. Radio, the way it should be heard. You got the power.
The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and not necessarily those of TalkTainmentRadio.com, the management, the staff, or K&E World Network, LLC.
This is radio, the way it should be heard. Today, beautiful topic to stimulate your mind, to stimulate your passion in life. What's the name? What are we talking about? Today, big question. Why do African Americans, the population's health, suffer the most? Why is the African American, you can't even call it health, it's just sick care, it's managing care. Why is it that we are leading? We're number one in diabetes. We're number one in probably cancer. I didn't look up the figures. I don't think you need to. If you're not number one, you're number two, but not figures to be proud of. So, wow, big topic to really, I'm not going to try to tackle it. I might punch it a little bit, address it here and there, and tap on it. But in order to tackle this whole topic, it would be a panel discussion. That's an idea. Lovely. Let's think about that. Because within my scope, within my purview, looking from within Stacey's innerverse, looking to the outerverse, this is just how I see it. And it doesn't make it necessarily right for someone else's opinion to be exactly like mine or totally different from mine. So, hey, this is my observation. Why are African Americans suffering the most when it comes to pretty much just living, being able to live? And I threw down some topics that I think we can all certainly agree with. And one is just chronic racism. How long has it been going on? Hard to say. People say well over 400 years. It's really hard to say. But the impacts of that are immeasurable, astronomical. But that's just one aspect. Then you have cultural beliefs. And these were handed down from maybe grandparents or the tribe that you grew up under, and their understandings of life or their shortcomings of life. So it may be such thing as, oh, well, honey, diabetes runs in our family, or certain diseases run in our family, and we assume them to be genetic, but more times than not, they're not. More times than often, they're not. So we have African Americans. We know that there's a Tuskegee Institute. We've always been a population that has been experimented on, tested on, unknowingly. So this kind of leads into my email that I got from a client, which I'll pull up here in a little bit. Very interesting, and it sparked my passion. It sparked my, we got to address this and see what it is that I can at least add to the conversation, add to the knowledge of how we can and do heal ourselves, and the things that get in the way, and the things that make it within our own mind impossible to, quote, heal ourselves. So those cultural beliefs can very much be that. Your belief of, well, you don't deserve much, or you don't believe that you can live to be 120. Just limiting, glass ceiling kind of beliefs that we do not allow ourselves to fully dream, imagine, postulate. If I were to be 200 years, and if I were to live for 200 years, then I must at 100 years look, about halfway there. Still got to look pretty good. Things like that. And then so, the population, African Americans, have oftentimes identified what are called food deserts. So you don't really have grocery stores. You don't have a whole lot of live food. You have packaged, processed food, which really isn't food at all. So that's a huge impact. And that certainly begets that poor diet, begets other diseases pretty quickly. Then there's a whole vaccinations and vaccines. Once again, a very large topic to open up and to explore what that impact really has had on the African American population. Then there's one that's pretty popular too, has been for a long time, is, whoa, gotta watch out for popo. Police, the cops, being shot while black, driving while black, being black. So why do African Americans suffer the most when it comes to their own health? Whew, it feels like I'm just scratching the surface. Wow. So then there's advertising. I swear, if anything's going to kill me, it's going to be death by advertising. You can't escape it. You just commercials. But hey, commercials also help pay and support programs like this. So I have to learn to deal with it, or at least bring it into my life in a balanced manner, as opposed to totally being rigid and tight and having an issue with it. So addressing my own issue here. Then there's Claude Anderson, Dr. Claude Anderson. This guy's Powernomics, talks about the economics that the African Americans have experienced actually since freedom, since release of slavery. I believe I'm correct in what I'm recalling. He said that we owned more property then than we currently do today. We are no further along in our own powernomics, our own social economical foothold. So that clearly is going to have an effect on your health. So Neely Fuller, he's on another program here. He talks about another aspect of what it is and how to live in this current litigious legal system, that if you look in the prison population, it's higher African Americans than any other race. And there is no race, just colors. So we have all these monumental cultural past history buried in your bones kind of issues, insults that we have to deal with on a daily basis. You know, it's like just people saying, hey, it's just everyday being black kind of thing. It's an accepted norm. And that is no way to thrive in life. That is no way to have some type of daily existence, which is getting better by the day, as opposed to being in more pain and more turmoil and not seeing your life progress. Not seeing your life and your family's life become a blossoming aspect of the community, and not just in burden and in pain and in lack. Because that's not for us. We weren't here for that, but we certainly got a lot of it. So, okay, Stacey, you bring up a whole lot of points, and they're legit points. And I'm sure there are more points that I have overlooked or failed to write down, but I was just jotting what came to my mind that were the most glaring issues today that we have to deal with. It's tough, but it's not impossible. It's tougher today, but it's more possible today at the same time. That's the interesting times that we are brought. So, what am I talking about? What's the fix? Get down to it, Stacey. You know, it's easy to state the problem, but what is the fix? And everybody wants to say, okay, give me the fix, and I'll write it down and see you later. Thank you very much. Oh, didn't cost anything? Even better. Well, the fix, give you the bottom line. What is it that's going to make, or I could answer it this way. I am probably one of the most healthiest people that you know of. And I'm very comfortable in saying that to whoever the audience is, because it's easy to test that and to define that. Being pain-free for over 22 years is just a mild marker. Being pain-free, for many people, their eyes glaze because, wow, how's that? But by maintaining balance and maintaining a healthy lifestyle, pain-free was an easy marker to pass and advance beyond and become more healthy, more well. So I've had at least 21 to 2 years of a, quote, pain-free, free of chronic pain existence, and being able to rebuild my body as I age as opposed to destroy my body as I age. So there's a huge difference, a huge paradigm difference. Okay. So, what's the fix? Come on, Stacey, give it to me. The fix is you don't know bleep about your body. You really don't. If you did, you would know how to keep it healthy at least most of the time. There's some factors that we always run into that are beyond our current understanding. But for the most part, when you understand how your body really operates and endures under the stresses, under the current time, the live exposures we're dealing with, you're able to actually not just survive, but thrive in these challenging times. Wow. Absolutely. But if you look at the full population of African Americans and you do the numbers, that is quite the opposite. And there's, besides movie stars and athletes, there are no leaders. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's in physics. No African American leaders who are talking about health, wellness, not just avoiding symptoms or, getting in and out of sickness. That's sick care. That's managing things. But actually full-blown, feel good, wake up every day, full of energy, pain-free existence. And what that does to one's thinking as well. Okay. So the fix is, yes, become humble. I don't know much about my body, or what I do know certainly needs an update. Now, who do we believe in more, our medical doctor or ourselves? Well, most of us believe in our medical doctor more because we think they know more. And in most cases, they do know more. But you are living with your body on a second-by-second daily moment. So you have the power of observation where it supersedes everyone else's. So once you become observationally strong of what you're doing, how it affects you, then you take a huge step into your own wellness, into your own self-guided health person. Because the author of healing is within you. How do you get to it? How do you open it up and become aware of it and not listen to all those messages and voices and fears and doubts and, is that dad's voice or mom's voice? Or, your sister said that once too, and you believed it ever since she said that. You believed it. All right. So here's the part of the fix. 1, you humbled yourself. You don't really know just exactly what this body is and how it works. And let's just say you have room for improvement. 2, you've got to master your thinking. But before you even master your thinking, you've got to master, or at least change, your BS, your own BS. And what do I mean by BS? Yeah, it's that. It's your belief system. Because as you so believeth, you will find a way to achieve it. Cute. But if you do not believe much, you ain't going to get much. But if you believe you are an awesome, healing, regenerating, aspiring human being, then you are going to open up the capacity, the awareness of how to recognize what to do, when to do it, of going on that journey. But if you are in doubt and in fear and are held up by past experiences, then that entropy will only continue and actually increase, and your condition just gets faster, worse and worse. So let's see here. Master your own belief system. Who do you believe? Who are you going to believe? In today's world, wow, what a question to ask. Can you now believe your news media? Can you now believe any thing. It's very challenging. So, who do you believe? You start out by believing yourself. You believe in who you are. What happened to me and how I got to this point? Because I thought, Stacy, that was my inner Stace voice going on. If you, quote, equate being healthy to being other things, can you support it or can you deny it? It's like, all right, well, let's see. So if I equate being healthy to being intelligent, living, then, I can pretty much support it because my lifestyle, maintaining health, you had to be kind of smart about it. Know what to dodge, know what to implement, know what to avoid. Okay? Here's the point I'm trying to make. Until you've gone through the experiential knowledge, everything else is just Googled knowledge. That's a new term. I'm going to put it out there. We are in a society of Googled knowledge. Oh, whatever, I'll just find it, or maybe even YouTube. But it's non-experiential food or impulses of information going into your mind. Now, what do I say non-experiential? You're looking at it, but you're not living it. You're not understanding it. Here's a great example, for instance. Mastering your thinking, mastering your belief system can allow you to think and believe in different things in different ways. So you believe in the power of your own body trying to communicate to you. You believe in your connectedness. Here's a great example. A couple days ago, I had a break in between appointments. I thought, let me lay down here. Let me get a break. Just kind of took a couple deep breaths in and, laid out and just, because I can immediately go from being very active, very busy to a couple deep breaths and just almost fall asleep. And so after a couple deep breaths, I was relaxing, but I also felt my heart rate going boof, 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 boof. And I'm thinking, wow, that's a little stronger than usual. So I took another breath in, then I did a little self-check, the inner Stace kind of questions of, okay, what kind of stresses are going on in your mind? Are you crushing yourself or, self-imposed stresses? And or how's your sleep? Sleep was good, not too many, mental stresses are cool. Then it's like, okay, where are you now? You're in the middle of February, yes. You haven't been outside much, yes. Okay, and how's your magnesium levels? Bingo. Laying right there on the couch. My inner voice kind of went through this checklist, and it's an easy one because all of us are magnesium deficient. So it's not like this is a big brain buster event, but it's an event. It's something that I went through a checklist of, why do I feel this way? Why is my heart rate a little bit higher, a little bit stronger when it should be a little bit, like 48 or so beats per minute? It was going faster than that. And so I went through that checklist. I thought, okay, well, I got some magnesium malate, and that helps to helps a lot of things. It helps to regulate heart rhythm, heartbeat. Magnesium malate is also very alkalizing, helps to rid the body of acids. So thus, out of that, you get a increased stretch response. Wink, wink, for all that flexibility stuff going on. And so it turns out that through this mental process I went up, got some magnesium, and I can quickly feel it take effect in my body, next half hour. Heart rate was a little slower, but the amount of pulsing, the heaviness certainly lightened up, and actually I was able to kind of nod off, take a nap. Now that is just an experience that I've had because I have lived very consciously within my own sack of fluids, trying to be aware of what goes on, when it goes on. If I feel a little bit out of balance, why is that? Not waiting for the full-on red bells and full chronic tension, full disease state before I wake up and become aware, wow, something's wrong. What's going on? Well, can I just cover it up? Can I just mask the symptoms? Give me some pills. I'm busy. I ain't got no time for this problem. And it's just your body communicating to you in a much louder fashion, whereas before it was whispering. Now it's got to yell at you, hey, slow down, take a seat, stop. Analyze what it is you're doing in life and see if you can make a correction. If not, get help. Ask. Where's that email? Give me a second here. So I did say this the other day, and I'll find I videotaped it. And I was really getting to the point and drilling down about if you believe in yourself, nothing else but believe in yourself, that is the best place to start. It's the most challenging place to start because there's no believe in yourself clubs. You don't go to a local bar and get a couple beers and increase your self-belief. Most often it goes the other way. So, where is the support club for this? I don't know. We'll have to make one up. But here's what you need to do is you need to study yourself. You need to contemplate yourself. You need to become aware. This is where, I got plenty of time to tell you this story. This is where I became aware of truly a God existence or a higher power or that which is beyond concept. And it was the study of the anatomy, study of the human body. When I was a massage therapy student, it was that mind-opening, mind-blowing, the first time in my whole life, because I went to high school, went to college. First time in my whole life that when I started to study, I had a passion, a desire to want to know more, not just go chapter 1 to chapter 3. I'm like, man, I'm in chapter 4. I soon discovered that I had a passion for wanting to understand how my body worked. It's like it blew me away that my kidneys could filter 5 gallons of blood in an hour. That's like 5 gallons of blood. And then you look at the kidneys and all those little nephrils and all those little villi and stuff like that. It's like, how did you manage to get 5 gallons of blood through there in an hour? It's an amazing thing. So that developed my self-belief. That developed my allness for God, because just like studying the eye, studying how just the eye works, and then this was really cool. I believe it was in Dallas, Texas. We were next door to, we were doing alphabetics, and next door was an ophthalmologist convention. They study the eyes. And we both had breaks at the same time, and the dude came out from the ophthalmologist convention and said, well, check this out. And we're like, oh, what's going on? He said, did you know that your whole blood stream, your whole blood system courses through your eyes at least once every 40 minutes? And I'm like, and I think that's what he said. And if it wasn't that, it was something even more astounding. And because learning about the eye was just how do we even see? How do we even convert that which we see to electrical signals, gets to your brain? That is just, it's awe-inspiring. So that was the religious, spiritual kind of connection that I had to, wow, whoever designed this was like, hey, thumbs up, great job. Now, it's our responsibility. It's our mission to, well, how do you drive this thing? Oh, that's a tree. How do you drive this thing? Oh, you're in a creek. Is to learn the owner's manual to your own body. Because once again, the author is in there. You need to listen. Hey, what's going on? Who's in there? And find out, how is it that you best exist? Do you need a keto diet, a plant diet, a plant-based diet, a somewhat meat, a pescatarian diet, which is just fish? Do you need which diet works for you? Well, you truly know when you can get in touch with that you inside. So that self-belief brings your level of, because you start to believe in all these things that is already currently going on, it brings your level of self-healing at a way higher level. Your self-healing capacity, your thinking of, well, it hurts now, but it'll be okay in a couple weeks. What do you tell your kids, your grandkids, when they get injured? Walk it off, think it off, don't worry about it. But as we accumulate and as we get older, it seems to not be the same case. So you are able to, even at an old age, become pain-free. You're able to increase your life capacity, your vitality phenomenally. It's easier done today than ever in life. Yet the things that are against us, the list that I started out with today, there's more trauma, stress, drama, poisons in the air. We didn't cover the fluoride and the water treatments. And I think a podcast or two ago we talked about how Columbus and Dayton newspapers, broke the story of, one, forever chemicals that last in your body or inside of you forever, and two, that out of the 10 worst states, Ohio, we're number 7 in water quality. It's like, that's nothing to be proud of. Are you filtering your water? Are you drinking clean water? Are you showering in our forever chemical water? Because one 10-minute shower, and I've heard this before and I keep hearing it, so it must be true. One 10-minute shower is equivalent to drinking 6 to 8 glasses of chlorinated water. So if you're trying to drink filtered water and you take a chlorinated shower, you're kind of working against yourself. So definitely get a filter. The store that I go to, we'll leave a link for it. It's Momentum98. Go to Momentum98.com. They also have the far infrared saunas. We'll talk about that here in a little bit too. But back to water filtration systems, you can just quickly put one on your shower head. It's going to be $70. I don't think 50 is kind of a little cheap. 80, 90 might be top end. And you change that filter every 6 months, and you have a wonderful shower. You don't smell like chlorine. Your skin feels better. It's one of those must-have things if you're going to increase your life expectancy, because you have to stop poisoning yourself and exposing yourself to such things that you can afford to do. So you become more empowered in the information and your understanding of your own body than you have been disempowered before. Or I like to call it not diseducation, but dead education. Just education that promoted death, not awareness, not life. So the fear melts off, the abundancy becomes way more apparent. You're like, wow. In 5 years, I'm going to make new bones. In 5 years, I'm going to make, 4, 5, 7, 10 different, livers. In 5 years, I'm going to go through skin about 15 times. In 5 years, I'm going to replace pretty much all the cells in my body from today's existence. Now, this is the information that you need to understand. It's going on, whether you believe it or not. Cells are being born, cells are dying off at an awesome rate, at a most astounding rate. 186 million cells per second. 186 million cells per second. According to adults, we have a regeneration process going on. So real quickly, before we get to the lung tissue, because that's a very big important part, and we're going to catch it the next half hour. This 186 cells per second is actually faster than the speed of light. So we are remaking our bodies at a faster than speed of light kind of pace. That's very interesting. So what are you doing today? What are you feeding yourself today that's making your tomorrow body? How is the internal environment inside? Are you alkaline? Are you acidic? Are you tight? Are you sluggish? Do you have a lot of toxins in your blood? Or is there an easy flow of energy running through your body? How is it, the environment that you're making your brand new cells in? Is it a welcoming environment, or is it a destructive environment? There lies the key to turning and reversing pretty much any disease, and reversing your age. But there lies the key of you living a life in balance, to where you're now able to assess situations, deal with them, not deal with them, but know the impact it's going to have on your health, mental, spiritual, physical. That information is more powerful than any pharmaceutical drug on any day of this planet. But here's an even bigger problem. We got to talk about the big problem on the other part of this half hour. Because every big challenge has a big problem, but it also has a great solution. So here at Talktainment Radio, we go where you go. Download TalktainmentRadio.com app to your cell or tablet. That's radio the way it should be. Right here on Talktainment Radio. Next.
When you gonna holler back, hey? Come on and holler. Want you to holler back.
Attention, Central Ohio! Attention, Central Ohio! Lenco Realty has an important announcement to make.
Effective immediately, we will sell your home for 5%. Yes, 5% commission. You will get the same great service we have provided for over 35 years. Hurry and call Lenco today at 614-375-2289. We have buyers for all areas. Call today, 614-375-2289. 614-375-2289. You'll be glad you did.
Amina Brenda Lynn Robinson shared her creative energy with the people of Columbus and the Mount Vernon neighborhood. Now the Greater Columbus Arts Council hopes her creative spirit will inspire future generations of black artists. The two new programs are open to black and visual artists are the Amina Robinson Fellowship for Local Artists and the Amina Robinson Residency for National Artists. More information about both programs is available at gcac.org or call 614-224-2606.
For the best home fragrance and beauty products, shop Ash Kickin online.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Made with 100% natural quality ingredients and handcrafted with your family in mind, Ash Kickin products are better than those other guys. Ash Kickin candles, incense, body butter, face moisturizer, and hair moisturizer are priced just right, and you can get yours at 10% off with coupon code TALK17. Support this 100% black-owned business and get your home and body smelling and feeling all right.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Shop Ash Kickin online at www.ashkickin.com.
Think you can't afford life insurance? Think again. You might be surprised at how affordable it can be. 80% of Americans overestimate the cost of life insurance. Maybe it's time to swap a few small expenses for some big peace of mind. Life insurance can protect what matters most, and it's the right thing to do. Let's talk today. So call me, Marvin Smith, at American Family Insurance at 614-986-3105. You can also visit my website at marvinsmithinsurance.com. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Sex Code War by Kahari Inahara, the author of the Essence Magazine bestseller Race Code War, is releasing his second book, Sex Code War. Be on the lookout for Sex Code War.
I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at age 33, with not one day off since. But JDRF has my back, funding research toward a cure, prevention, and treatments that really help the millions like me to have a better life. The scientists funded by JDRF test themselves every day, so that someday I won't have to. Join us. Your help is our hope. JDRF, improving lives, curing type 1 diabetes.
Green, green, green. It's our home, it's our dream. For a life that's healthy and clean, make it green, green, green. My mom said making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for radon. It's easy. Just call 866-730-GREEN. Make it green, green, green.
A message from the U.S. EPA.
Our government doesn't seem to care that 9 million children have no health insurance, even though every dollar spent immunizing children against illness saves more than $16 in medical costs to make them better. Doesn't anyone see? We're wasting money and allowing children to get sick. I am Susie Flynn. A vote for me is a vote for the 9 million uninsured children.
9 million uninsured children need a solution now. For more information, go to electsusie.com. My name is Al Edmondson. I'm a business owner and community organizer. I want to encourage you to visit the King Lincoln District, our community. It's a great place to live, work, and worship. Catch a show at the Lincoln Theater. Enjoy smooth jazz at the King Arts Complex. Enjoy great food and visit our historical churches and newly remodeled homes. Live, work, and worship the King Lincoln District.
At TalkTainmentRadio.com, we don't just talk. We don't just entertain. We've combined talk radio with the latest in online entertainment, with the ability to listen live at no cost 24/7. We are the premier online radio station. Outperforming the digital quality of our competitors, our shows are produced in a state-of-the-art studio by the best radio professionals in the business. Hosting live shows on location at some of the area's greatest and most popular events, we give you exactly what you want to hear with talk radio that matters to you. Join us online at TalkTainmentRadio.com, where you can listen live or play podcasts from the best shows in online talk radio. We give you a reason to come. We give you a reason to stay. TalkTainmentRadio.com. Radio, the way it should be heard.
TalkTainmentRadio.com. We go where you go. Download TalkTainmentRadio.com app to your cell or tablet. That's radio, the way it should be heard. And this is STACEY Wiggins on Wiggins World of Wellness. We were just talking about, well, let me review the topic, what we are talking about. Great topic. Why do African Americans, the population of African Americans, health suffer the most? Why is it? What is targeting us? What is going on with the lack of health that we are currently exhibiting? The diabetes numbers, the heart attacks, the high blood pressures. It's amazing just to start asking people how many, quote, medications they're on. And the more you ask, the more discouraging it becomes. So we pointed out several of the most obvious things, the cultural belief system, the chronic racism that we've existed, our own beliefs, the economics of it, the fact that most of us, a lot of us live in a food desert area, not just experiencing any live, fresh vegetables. Whew, that itself is it's horrible. All these things are horrible. Vaccinations, once again, just being targeted by law enforcement. But I skipped one. I wrote it in, and race code wars, the advertisement, war, the war within us. It's easy to be manipulated when you are having a war within yourself, when you are preoccupied and cannot see what's going on around you and to you. To be able to set back, to breathe in, to stop time and just observe takes many things. It takes effort, it takes practice, and it takes the capacity to recognize that you need to do this and when to do it. This alone can save your life. It can help make decisions go the right way as opposed to going down the wrong road and ended up in the wrong place. So the war within, who are we? Being able to understand who we are and the purpose that we have here. I'm wanting to raise my kids. I'm here for my family. I'm here for I'm a professor at the school, so my academia is my passion. Whatever it is and whoever it is that we are doing, to not pursue with passion is a lifelessness, kind of a zombieism. So here's my passion, is to help people as much as I possibly can, but way beyond just my physical touch, just my one-on-one, but to get them to really truly understand the capacity and the availability that they have to become healthier, next level, next step. And here's the capacity. Knowledge. Knowing yourself, number one. The fact that we are breathing means we're alive. Yeah? Big idea. But here's the big idea that you did not know. And I taught this way back. I was a massage therapy instructor, taught anatomy and physiology. Now, anatomy is the study of the body parts. Physiology is the study of the function, so how things function. Not two separately different, but two side-by-side knowledgeable things to have. So the anatomy of your lungs it's like an upside-down tree. So you have this trunk, and then the brachia plexus, or the brachia, the lung tissue breaks out into a tree-like pattern. Now, I bet you didn't know this. And this blew me away when I first found it out, and it was in the physiology coloring book, that if you were to take the lung tissue out of one's lung, it would cover half of a tennis court, a 50 by 70 square meter area. Now imagine that. The capacity for you to bring in air and to cover a half of a tennis court. How much air, when you breathe in, is going to do that? Is it just a sip, a half a breath, maybe a third of a breath? Or maybe even you take a full breath, but yet your rib cage is so tight, so restricted that a full breath is really maybe half your potential breath. So here's the deal. We know that if you don't breathe for a short period of time, you're going to go unconscious, and a little bit shortly after that, you're going to die. A lack of oxygen means everything. So while we are not fully living, we're somewhat one foot in the grave because we're barely breathing. So I created breathing exercises. Now, everyone knows the importance of breathing. You go to these yoga classes, man, and you get in these positions, and you're struggling in a position, but they tell you to breathe, and they tell you just to relax and to let go. And after I breathe a few times, it's like, yeah, breathing, it's the answer. It helps you to center your brain, to center your mind, to become connected, aware with your body. Absolutely. You can look at it in other professions, like the professional basketball player gets at the foul line, drops the shoulders, relaxes, a couple deep breaths in. That is to reset the nervous system, to calm the nervous system down, because sprinting up and down the basketball court with your heart rate going up at, 120, whatever, it's a tough thing to slow down, concentrate, breathe in, and make a very easy free throw. So yes, it's in the breathing. My exercises on the big ball are so focused on breathing that you only need to do very few of them before they potently impact you. And what do I mean by potently impact you? You breathe in 2 to 3 times and you start to get lightheaded because of the oxygen increase in your brain. You're not used to it in the beginning, so it's like, whoa, okay, maybe I better stop there. And that's what I have to caution people, is to 1 to 2 in the beginning. Because what you are doing and what you're developing is a beyond core strength. Core strength is a nice popular a popular core strength is the most recently understood lack that we experience in our culture because of the way we sit, the way we don't use our body. Flexibility actually is just as important. We'll get to that in a second. So, by breathing in on this medicine ball while laying face down, while laying on your sides, we'll insert some pictures here later on, you expand your rib cage. And your rib cage, you need to understand this one too. Your 8th rib is 1 inch short of the same length as your femur, as your upper leg bone. So if you were to take your 8th rib out, straighten it out, it would be 1 inch shorter than your femur bone. So it's a long bone, but it's curved. It's wrapped around your rib cage. I say that to say this. If in fact this long bone is very tight above and below it, then its capacity and ability to move, to open up and to push air out is going to be greatly limited. And because of this limitation, you're not going to experience full life. You're not going to experience the ability to breathe in deeply and get so much oxygen into your bloodstream, into your head, that you can virtually bring your alkalinity to a new level. That you can virtually take your nervous system from high, tight, and wired to calm, cool, relaxed, and ready to respond. Not be tight, not be on the edge, but be serene, yet ready. Those are well within you. The capacity to tap into that is well within you. Here's a perfect example. When's the last time you got stressed? Just a minute ago. No, a perfect example is driving on the freeway. Someone cuts right in front of you. First off, you didn't get hit. But man, the emotional impact of someone just so close to, one, hitting you, destroying your car, and the whole insurance thing, and then the whole damage, and it's just a terrible road to go down. It flashes through your mind, and you can't let it go. So the person in front of you, they're being a donkey and creating more of an issue. Well, seconds before that incident, you were cool, calm, and collected. But one incident fired you off into a fully reactive stress state. How quickly can you come back down from that prior stress state? Can you ever? Can you forgive it? Can you let it move on? Will it take 1 breath, 2 breaths, 3 breaths? Will it take 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Will it take a half an hour or the rest of the day? Because when I get home, I can't wait to talk to my husband or my wife or my whoever and tell them just how endangered I was and how wrong I was because somebody cut in front of me. When are we going to let it go? The sooner, the better. The sooner, the healthier. The longer, the more it resides in us. So, insults. That's my next topic. But before we do insults, I want to cover one more thing, which makes me several things. One, be respectful. Yes. Be hesitant. Yes. About sharing all the information, because today's culture, they can take snippets and this and that and make me into whatever villain they want me to be. I got my own villains in my own head. Thank you much. Don't need any more. So thus, I feel restricted in sharing a lot of information. And here's the one reason why it's a good restriction. In addressing people's, quote, pain, in today's medical model, you have to be actually a medical doctor to say, I'm going to cure your pain, son. And there's a medical protocol. So companies that say sell CBD, or other companies that sell minerals, vitamins, whatever, they cannot say or make a claim this will reduce your pain or get rid of your pain or anything about making that type of claim. In which I can understand, and yet there are products out there that can just go, whoop, wow, the pain's gone. But it would be irresponsible for this reason. Pain's merely a symptom. Pain is merely a signal. Until you understand and can appreciate why that pain is there, for one, it's pretty much going to stay there. It's going to be an issue for the rest of your life. But in order to resolve and dissolve that pain, there's a whole pain awareness process. And that process involves, once back again, you, the education of you, and understanding that you weren't designed to be in pain all the time, but just to experience pain in order so you can make self-corrective moves and go back to that state of balance, that homeostasis, that place where you're ready, but you're not wired. You're relaxed, but you're cool, calm, collected. Okay? And even to get there, you have to remove the major stressors. The major stressors in your life are going to be the mental stress, the toxins that we are breathing, drinking, and enduring in our environment, and, well, There's another toxic load that we need to talk about and address at another time is the critters within us and on us, the parasites, the toxins, the black mold. It's been said 80 to 90% of Americans have parasites in us and on us. Well, I saw someone say this. Do this, check and see if you have a pulse. And if you have a pulse, you have parasites in you. And I pretty much agree. When we become aware of our own inner workings and our own inner verse, we understand this relationship between probiotics, good biotics, why we have such diseases like the Crohn's disease, or even the whole statement that, oh, come on, Linus Pauling, I make the mistake. I say that he has won a Nobel Peace Prize. He just won a Nobel Prize, not peace. But you know what? Being in that mistake, wanting to try to correct the mistake, having a lot of minerals in your body, having the right amount of minerals in your body creates peace. So maybe he should have gotten a Nobel Peace Prize. Because when you're deficient, when you are acid, you are at war with yourself. You are tight. You are thinking in shortages and not in long term, not in abundances. These are just the reactionary rates of people who stay tense, tight, and acidic. People who are alkaline and relaxed and calm and healthy, they see life, the same life that we're looking at, in a different perspective, in a different set of eyes. It's amazing how we can see the same thing, yet have a different story. So, while most people, as we're getting older and all these stressors and the tensions is adding up and the toxins are adding up, we just call it breaking down and getting old. I'm just breaking down. I'm just getting old. Well, while y'all are talking about breaking down, in my mind, I'm thinking about the next cellular generation. I'm thinking about, okay, in 5 years, okay, I'm going to have less tension in my body. I'm going to have more nutrition. I'm going to have better results because I'm going to be smarter today or tomorrow than I am today. So I'm predicting that my next generational cellular development is going to be just as good, if not better. So what is the definition of aging if you do not lose your flexibility, if you do not lose your function, your eyesight? Okay, these may quickly go. When is it that you consider yourself becoming old? Is it just due to function and not the number? So, what are you telling your future body? What are you feeding your future body? What are you imagining in your future body? Am I going to be just as strong as I am today? Possibly stronger. That's what I'm telling my future body. Now, if I was wrong, no big deal. But what if I'm right? Nice deal. So the cellular lifestyle thinking is what I want you to start to realize, because yes, we all are on the same time frame. We're all on the same train. We're getting older. I'm not going to be any younger today than I've ever been in my life. Yet my next day of getting older will certainly have possibilities of me feeling better, me responding better, of me just overall being better. So, is that a measurement of aging? Or is that a measurement of wealth, of health? Yeah, well, if you don't have health, where is your wealth? So, the big start off is for you. These are the free ideas that I want to get you to start with. Is breathing is essential, and breathing the way that I'm going to demonstrate for you is going to be the most effective, most profound way of you being able to master your body and master your mind. As you feed more oxygen into your body, you're going to lower your pain. You're going to increase your energy. Oftentimes people begin to just lose weight because of the extra breathing that's occurring. Your mitochondria are starting to fire off, do more energy burning activities, and you begin to lose weight. Here's the perfect side effect of breathing. When you begin to breathe more, Bring it in through your nose, out your mouth. It doesn't matter if you bring in your mouth and out your mouth. It doesn't matter. You just breathe it in and you breathe it out. What's happening is you are evaporating a lot of fluid in your body, in your mouth, in your nasal passages. So this will cause you to drink more water. That's the second most important thing in your life, is drinking more water. First most important thing is you actually breathing. Like I said before, without it, ain't much going to happen. And a little bit of breathing is going to give you a little bit of life, but a lot of bit of breathing is going to really make a huge difference. So you're going to breathe belly down. You're going to breathe on your side. You're going to open up your rib cage on the side. You're going to breathe on your back, which allows you to open up the front of your upper chest and the lower part of your diaphragm, which is like the top of your stomach. As you begin to be more comfortable and more proficient doing these breathing exercises, you will then become more stabilized, more strong, and core ready to pick up the next phase of working out. And that next phase is going to involve some super dynamic, super stretching, increased flexibility like you may have never had it before in your life. And there lies the ability to turn back the clock, is for you being flexible. Flexibility in your body creates flexibility in your mind, and flexibility in your mind creates flexibility in your body. All of this was made possible because of me being balanced in mind. What am I saying? Before we close this all out, all of this for me, my health, my outlook on health, my understanding. Actually, massage therapy was the number one step. That was the study. That was the analysis of human life, mine and yours. We are just so honored to be given God's body and to do whatever choices that we feel free to do. So number one was the study of the human body. That grew out of my second most important part, is the belief. Once I studied the human body and knew how miraculous it was and what it could do and what it can do and what oftentimes it doesn't do, was I had a higher power of belief in the body's capacity to heal, to be, to exist, to perform in an optimal way, not just stay injured. But what tied this together, the knowledge of the human body, the anatomy, and the belief that the body can do and heal and perform such magical things, I wasn't seeing it. I was working with chiropractors and I was seeing decent results, and doing massage therapy, I was always seeing people maintaining chronic issues. It wasn't until Alphabotics came into our lives, Dr. Kevin Bolt's and mine, did I see Alphabotics was the beginning, the alpha, but end all to the whole process. Because maintaining the balanced brain has everything to do with how you think, how you can unburden your mind. It gives you a feeling of openness, of lightness, of being in your body in a less stressful state as opposed to being tight chronically and just under a lot of stress. It's the type of tranquility that's hard to obtain any other way. And you're also able to let go of resentments and issues and emotions, and that car accident that almost got you, killed. You're able to let that off your shoulder, and it no longer affects your mental, physical psyche. So by maintaining balance throughout the years, I've been able to attain and maintain a level of health that I wish I could see others enjoy. I love being healthy, but it so saddens me seeing so much unhealth. It's being an empath and feeling for others. It's like, yeah, I'm happy, but I'm not happy because everyone else needs happiness. So thank you for sharing your time here with me and Wiggins World of Wellness, because I'm here to help heal the world, and the world certainly needs healing. Here at TalkTainmentRadio.com, the world's greatest radio. Radio the way it should be heard.
Come on and holler back. When you gonna holler? on and holler.